All right, so talking about our first story, everyone's talking about it online, and so are we now. So VR is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now, what does this actually mean? Well, when I put up the graphic that I should have put up a few seconds ago, you're going to notice that VR on the Switch looks a lot like Nintendo Labo, because it's Nintendo Labo. So is this real VR, right? What is real VR? Is this real VR? Well, I don't want to sound like a gatekeeper, but it's technically not real VR. Now, does that mean that you shouldn't buy it for yourself or for your kid? No. Go nuts, right? Have a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoy it. It's not really my scene. I want to get Nintendo Labo, but I don't want to pay $70. So I don't know. For me, Nintendo Labo seems very expensive for something that I will break. It's just an inevitability for me. So for me, no matter what I get, it's going to break. That's just what I know. I'm overpaying for something that I'm going to rip up irregardless. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about what Nintendo wants to do with this, and let's talk about what some other products on the market that it might seem kind of like, because it's not so much like the PlayStation VR headset. It's a bit more, from the looks of it, like Google Cardboard, which says in the article, again, linked it in the chat, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, linked in the description box down below. So, I want to see here, so a few things that it says. So it says that the cardboard rig will include a plastic face-fitting mask, complete with plastic lenses, that attaches to the Nintendo Switch in portable mode. Now, some people have been talking about the fact that giving this to kids without a stand, because it seems like there isn't necessarily like a stand like the Virtual Boy had, could definitely lead to some broken Switches. So let's see how Nintendo's going to have to deal with that when that happens, because that definitely might be a problem. Because you don't look, it might translate to more Nintendo Switch sales, but they will not be happy parents, and that definitely will not look good on the company and the company's brand, at least with some more casual, parents that are, because I feel like some parents who might play games a lot are going to be like, no, I'm not buying this for my kid because I know what's going to happen. They just have flashbacks to when they were kids. Maybe some families who haven't really played video games much might buy this for their kids, but it's gonna, I don't know, I feel like it's going to lead to an inevitable break. Something's going to drop, and there's going to be problems. Now, there are different versions of the kits. So there is an $80 kit, which comes with a range of foldable constructions, again, that I would break personally, and a simpler $40 starter version that includes enough material to build its default VR simulating mask and a quote-unquote blaster minigame add-on. Now, the thing, too, is that Nintendo really hasn't talked about any games that could not only use this, but also any future games that would just be quote-unquote VR Labo only. So at this point, it's just showing this off at, it's trying to show this off at ToyCon and in general, just to say, hey guys, we have something cool coming up, probably gauging fan reaction, probably trying to make investors happy that, what they're investing in is, is coming out, and is like, that could have been much more for like this release, and talking about this, it's much more for the press, is much more for investors than it really is for those who want to buy it, because I don't think even maybe some of you guys, if you guys are huge Labo fans, tell me down below, either in the chat or in the comment section. I would love to hear if this excites you, because I would love to be hyped with you or on your behalf or something like that. So, I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that if you do enjoy it. For me, I think the reason why it doesn't really connect with me, not just because, like I mentioned earlier, the price and the fact that I'm not that, I might break it in some way or another, but also due to the fact that I'm not really a big fan of VR in general. So, and also the fact that looking at this design, as you can see on the screen right now next to me, the fact that I'd have to hold it up, and I also don't trust like my grip strength. So I feel as if mid playthrough it would just fall, which, I mean, you could say that it's being made, maybe any games for, especially like that blaster minigame, are made for small, are made for, what's the word I'm looking for? Shorter play sessions, if you will. But you'd have to really, I don't know, you have to see, personally, I'd have to see what kind of, comes from this before writing it off completely. I just know that personally, I won't be buying it. And apparently they announced, they announced one game, and it says, fend off an alien invasion with the Toy-Con blaster. Visit a colorful in-game ocean and snap photos of the sea life with the Toy-Con camera, and so much more. So they're showing off like a few different cool things that can be, made with these, like from this cardboard, but So I know nothing of Labo. Would I be able to then meld the cardboard, not meld, Jesus Christ, what am I meld? Bend the cardboard to my will to play different games? Like if I make the camera, could I then make the some of the other stuff as well? If I could, then that would be cool. But again, personally, I would just be very nervous about ripping it or doing something wrong. And then I've wasted, in this case, it wouldn't be 70. It would be a $40 starter kit. But I assume I can't just buy this VR kit. I'd have to buy the Labo on top of it already, I would imagine. If that is not the case and I can just buy this separately and not worry about any other Labo sets or anything like that, that would be interesting. If I could just buy this Labo VR kit. If so, awesome. If not, unsure. So that's also something I'd have to look into as well. And but yeah, for me, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, some people are saying, again, this is not real VR, etc., etc. What matters to me more so is, are people happy with this? If it doesn't sell well, is it still selling more, selling enough to make money for Nintendo so that they aren't losing a lot of cash on this deal, and that potentially doesn't affect other, you know, parts of game development for, let's say, the Switch and other, you know, stuff that they're probably working on as well? Will this affect that? As long as it sells, you know, more, as long as it breaks even, honestly, and for me personally, as long as people are enjoying it when they do buy it and they aren't, you know, hating and regretting their purchase, I don't care, man. Like, I just want you guys to be happy. If this makes you happy, tell me down below. If this doesn't make you happy, you can tell me down below as well. If you've bought Labo before, I would love to hear about your experiences, because, again, I haven't even looked up a lot of stuff on Labo because it just really just didn't interest me at all. But it's okay. It's not for me. So tell me what you guys think down below.